Hey guys, Melissa here, the health coach over at Alethea, and I just wanted to share a couple of thoughts I had with you today about sugar. I know that Jamie shared a little while ago about sugar and the effects on our bodies that it can have. I mean, it's so vital to be careful, and so that doesn't mean take it all out. So when we remove all sugar, all carbs. We try to get rid of all of those things because we feel like it gives a real bad response in our bodies. What that can do is actually then when we do have it, it causes a huge reaction in our bodies because it doesn't know how to handle it because you took it out for so long. So one thing that we love to really talk about here at Alethea is making sure that we are approaching life in a way that is sustainable, right? That is healthy, that is positive on how you're approaching what your choices are for your food, what your choices are for your health, for all of those things. But we don't want to be trying to take away a whole set of things. So when we talk about carbs, like it is easy to think, okay, I just want to go low carb. Well, we could go low carb, but have a really high sugar value in the food. And so a lot of times what we do is we look at the glycemic index of foods to see what is positive choices for our bodies. How is it going to react to it? And so when we choose a food that has a high glycemic index, that's going to turn on our insulin pump and that's going to make our insulin start going, which is going to cause those highs and those lows. So, like when you have a big pizza of cake, and all of a sudden you have all this energy that shoots up. Well, when you shoot up, it's going to shoot just as far down. And when it shoots down, your body says, no, I need more. So that means it's going to go craving for sugar and looking for more of those carbs, more of those sugars to get you back up. So really what we love to focus on is keeping it stable. So keeping our day stable by eating every 3 hours. That's really going to help where you're not eating too much and you're feeding your body the fuel that it needs throughout the day instead of having 3 large meals, because all of a sudden your body's trying to process that and you're going into that big up and down again because it's a lot of food to process for a long time. So if we do smaller meals every few hours, that's really going to help our body process it well. And then if we keep those foods on a lower level of sugar content. And so that might mean when you're looking at carbs, again, we don't want to just take out carbs. There's healthy carbs in our in our vegetables, right? So there's carbs in vegetables. So if we said, I want 0 carbs, well, then we wouldn't have any of those really healthy, vitamin, nutrient rich vegetables. So what we want to do is have a balanced plate of vegetables, and then we can have still some of those carbs of healthy carbs like maybe quinoa, or that's where the whole grain rice comes in. Some of those things that we're going to keep less than 1/4 of our plate, but would be something that is not going to shoot our blood sugar levels up and down. So that would be if we have white pasta. Whenever I think of high glycemic index foods, I think of things that are like the white powder. So white sugar, white flour, those are going to be the things that spike and drop my blood sugar levels. And then that's going to cause my insulin to get going crazy. And it's just going to really take me out of a good stasis, out of a rhythm in my body that's going to really be processing well. So that was just kind of trying to be quick about what to think about when we're choosing foods. So some of that's going to be those sugar levels of foods and making sure we're only choosing things that, for the most part, for in general, when we're picking things that have less sugar value to them, but can still have some carb value, can still have and we definitely can have some of that fat value. We really want to be balanced with our approach and not try to take all this stuff out, but try to be careful about the content of what we are eating, and making it more of a balanced plate as we're going through our different meal choices. And then also to keep our sugar levels stable is to eat every 3 hours, because then that way you're not eating a ton of food and your body's trying to process all of that food at once. It's also going to help give you portion control. It's really hard to eat over 400 calories every 3 hours and maintain that. So your body will start to naturally reduce the amount of food that it wants, especially when it's going to be the more filling options like the quinoa, those healthy carbs, or your vegetables, your fruit, and then your thinking whole food options, right? Like, did it come out of the ground like that? And then looking further into that. So there's lots of levels to it, but just thought I would offer some thoughts for you today. Thanks, guys.